all of you guys in class, I need you guys to do me a favor. There's a timer down here on the right-hand side. If it's not on, I need you to tell me it's not on. If it's paused, I need you to tell me it's paused. Okay? Because all the lectures are recorded. Okay? So God forbid it's something that was happening and you can't make it to class, it's recorded. It's going to be posted, all of it. For the people at home, the problem that I need you to have is the fact that I'm wearing a mic. It is wireless. So when this power goes out, you won't hear me. So someone's going to have to unmute themselves and say, hey, you, can't hear you. And I'll switch this piece, and then you'll hear me again. Okay? So that's why I need you to do. And sometimes if everybody else can hear me and you don't, that means you probably need to log out, restart your computer, and come back in. Okay? So let's start, because I learned from my previous mistakes. Now I know why you actually said something, because of the question that was asked. So thank you. I was thinking it was just like a general suggestion. I'm like, that's a good suggestion. But nope. You're answering someone else's question. And people at home and here, if I'm doing hand signals, it's because I want the camera to do certain things with me. Sometimes it reads my hand that's not supposed to read and it stops moving, but it's supposed to move with me. Okay? All right. So first things first. I'm going to go to the Canvas homepage. And I'm going to ask all of you guys who like to use the to-do list to not use it for my class. I'm going to ask you guys to use my Canvas homepage. Okay? In fact, one of you guys just sent me a message saying, hey, where's the Zoom link? And then you sent me a message right away, right after that, and saying, never mind, found your Zoom link. It is right there, right? Because you went to the Canvas homepage. Okay? The to-do list isn't going to give you the link to the Canvas or the link to Zoom, right? The to-do list isn't going to tell you when exam days are, all right? So what I'm going to do is that as I learned from spring, I want to walk you through some things here and take the time in class to actually walk through some things with you, okay? So just so you guys know, this is my second time teaching this class, and everything changed since the first time I taught this class. I'm not a big fan of this class, so it's good news to you guys. It doesn't mean my teaching is going to suck because I don't like this class. It just means that the class gets easier because I don't like this class. The teaching is still going to be amazing. Maybe I shouldn't say that. You'll be the judge of that, if it's going to be amazing or not, okay? However, it's definitely going to be easier for you, especially if you had me before. It's going to be like, you're going to be like, whoa, this is like night and day, right? So first things first. Number one, I'm going to tell you what 1 week looks like, okay? So if you look at week one, so these are not done in modules. These are done by weeks. So week one, if you see the dates there, May 11th to May 17th is exactly the week we're in. If I click on week one, you will see, so because things change, there's no previous notes done, okay? No previous notes done. So for you guys, this is pretty much brand new. So what I want you to look at is there are shells, meaning that if you click on 2A1 to A2 shell, it's going to give you a shell so that you're going to see problems that are already written out, that are blank, that we are going to go and work through, okay? So that you don't have to be like, dude, stop going forward because I'm not writing everything down yet, okay? So that's the reason why I'm doing that, all right? So if you want to print out the shell, you can just click on the shell, print it out, or copy it and leave some space for those problems, okay? Second, I see a Chick-fil-A cup here. I see a Dunkin' Donuts cup. The Chick-fil-A cup, chances are it's not going to sweat a lot, but this Dunkin' Donuts cup, however, that's on ice is, so I have coasters up there. Just feel free to grab one and use them. Just return them. Don't spill the monster with it. Sorry, bad throw. Well, I wasn't going to blame you. I was going to take all the blame. All right. So same thing with 2B. So this week, that's the only 2 notes that we're going to hit. So today, hopefully, I'll hit some of it with the tour of the Canvas homepage, and then some of the notes, and then finish off on Wednesday. Okay? So for the ones that have been with me before, the one thing you notice on this page right now is the fact that there is no lab work. She just had a sigh of relief. she just did this, the sign and saying, "Praise the Lord." Yes.
Is it supposed to be unlocked already? Because it says it's not unlocked yet.
What is?
When you click on one of the weeks, like the first week.
I don't know what else I have to do to unlock it. But thank you for bringing it up. Now, and same here, guys, just so you guys know, it's published. Let me see if the settings are there. Is anybody else able to get into my Canvas homepage? People at home? Yes or no? So everybody go to my Canvas homepage, click on week 1 and see if it works. It's supposed to... I can view the home, but week 1 is locked. What the? Shut the front door. How about week 2? Same? How are they locked? What the? I'm so confused then. Let me hit edit and see what it says here. I wonder, would it be? No, would it? I got this feeling. Hold on. Let me see if this is the feeling I'm having here. If this is the case. Tell me it is that. All right, refresh your page and try week 1 again. Tell me it's fixed. Still doesn't work? What the? Okay. Let me do this. I'm very confused now. Wow. Okay. Module link must be visible. The modules link must be visible in the course navigation for students to see or access module information. Okay. So preview, icon picker, item published. Must be visible. I'm very confused now. Sorry, guys. So there's nothing there. Module link must be visible in the course. So how do I fix it? Let's see if this is the case.
It shows it now.
How about the other ones?
2, yeah.
10? Yes?
Yep.
Okay. Phew. Thank you for your patience while I recorded the dead silence for 10 minutes. All right, so now you guys see this. That's what you're saying. Okay. So here, you're only going to have one assignment due every single week, which is the MLM. They're due at Saturday at 6 p.m. And if you click on those links, it should bring you to the MLM assignment, which we'll talk about how to get into it. That will probably show up on your to-do list. Attendance verification you guys all need to do because that's to verify that you are a student of mine and you should get your financial aid. Okay? But the part that doesn't show up on your to-do list is when the exam is. Your first exam is on Wednesday, May 28th, during class. Okay? Now, my preference is that all of you guys take the exam here, live, in person. But I also understand that some of you guys aren't from here. You guys might be Fort Myers, or Immokalee, or Punta Gorda, or Miami. I understand. If that's your case, then you taking it remotely, I understand, but there's other things that we're going to have to talk about, okay? But that is what you see during the week. And then, of course, on top it says last day to add drop is May 19th. That means I don't like this guy, so I'm going to go register for someone else's class. Okay? Drop him, add someone else. All right? So that is what is all within the week. So if you don't know what's going on in the week, there it is. Okay? In fact, if you go back to the home page, you will see exactly which week the exams are going to be on. They happen to be in different colors. So you know that in week 3 you have an exam, week 6, week 8, week 11, and then the final exam is week 12. Okay? So every single one of your exams is already set. Got it? Now, so let's look at the home page. So above that week 1, you see the attendance verification, syllabus. I'm not even going to read the syllabus to you at this point in time. Apps to download, grade calculator. Okay? The grade calculator, there is 3 different grade calculators. There's one after exam 2, one after exam 3, one after exam 4. And the purpose of the grade calculator is after exam 2 is that if you kept your MLM assignments the same grade, then what do you need on exam 3, 4, and the final exam to get the grade that you want in this class? Okay? Same thing with after exam 3, same thing with after exam 4. Okay? So that's what the grade calculator is. Now above that, so if you guys want to join class like these fine people online, the very first button here says to join class virtually. There's a Zoom button. If you click on the Zoom button during class, you'll come in here. Or some of you guys might click on it at 1 p.m. and notice that you're in the wrong class, right? But now you're in the right class at the right time, all right? So, and then if we go to the end, the 3 truths is my past students giving you guys 3 suggestions of what you should do in my classes to pass my class, to do well in my class. Obviously, anything that talks about lab work, ignore it. Okay? So the next thing I want to do is the one to the left of the 3 truths, Florida Southwestern State College. I want everybody to bring out their phone and their computers, their laptops, and I want them to go into their settings. At FSW, we have 2 different Wi-Fis. One is the FSW Public, and the other one is Florida Southwestern State College. You're not going to find the one that I'm on, because it says a hidden network. So I need you to click on the Florida Southwestern State College. So if you're not on that Wi-Fi, get on that Wi-Fi right now. And you're going, but what's the username? What's your password? Awesome. Here we go. The username is your username at bucks.fsw.edu. And the password is your portal password. So if you're not on that Wi-Fi, please get on that Wi-Fi now. If you're already on that Wi-Fi, awesome. Do nothing. Now, if you're unable to, obviously you guys at home, you're not going to be able to get on because you're not close to campus. But if you are close to campus, then you might still be able to get on. If you're not able to get on, most likely what's happening is that your password has personal information in it. If it has personal information in it, then it won't let you in. All right? So if you have your birth year, your birth date, your name, your last name, any of those types of things, your street address is not going to let you in. So just means that you have to reset your password so that you can get in. Why am I trying to get you guys on Florida Southwestern State College rather than FSW Public? Well, FSW Public is really only for the guests of FSW, the visitors. That's all it's for. So meaning that there's not a lot of bandwidth. What's bandwidth? It's like the number of lanes in the highway, right? FSW Public, there's not a lot of bandwidth. So let's say that 75 only has 2 lanes, right? You're going to have a lot more traffic jam. If you're not using it, they basically kick you off the highway, and then you got to try to get back on again. That's what bandwidth is, okay? Florida Southwestern State College will be like 75 having 12 lanes, right? 12 lanes, traffic is going to move a lot faster, less traffic jams, right? Same idea, and it's not going to kick you out, right, when you're not using it. So that's the reason why we're trying to get you guys on that, all right? Any questions there? So again, if you are wondering if you're having issues, obviously there's different devices here, right? Android versus Apple and so on and so forth. So I want to get you on the right Wi-Fi. After getting on the right Wi-Fi, I want you to go to your app store. So everybody go to your app store. I would tell you to put it on your phone rather than your computer. First one I want you to download is Desmos. Now, please download the correct one. There's 2 green and the blue. We're going to do the blue one, test mode. So download Desmos test mode. The blue logo, Desmos test mode. So if you do not have a calculator yet, guess what? You're able to use this calculator in class and also during the exam. Okay? That's number 1. Number 2, this is going to be silly, is Chrome, meaning Google Chrome. Make sure you download this on your phone and your laptop and your iPad or tablet, because everything works better with Chrome. If you're using Safari on your Apple product, you might not be able to get BibliU and any of those things to work very well. Okay? So Google Chrome. Are okay so far? If you haven't downloaded Canvas Student yet, so you might want to do Canvas Student. If you don't have that app yet, you might want to download that. And if you're downloading ChatGPT, make sure that you're downloading the one that says that is from OpenAI. We will talk about using AI for not just this class, but also your other classes, and how to try to not cheat versus what is cheating. And we'll talk about those things. I hope you guys at home are doing all of this at this time. Not on the laptop, just on your phone, because when you're taking the exam, now some people do use their iPad with Desmos instead of their phone because it's larger. That's certainly fine, but I'm not going to be comfortable with you using your laptop with the Desmos. So while we're here, let's look at BiblyU. So BiblyU is going to be, you don't need to click on that, but I need you to go to Canvas and look for BiblyU course materials. So Canvas, my homepage, on the left side, click on BiblyU course materials. When you click on it, scroll down so you can see my course. Click on my course and hit copy code. There it is. Is that it? No. Where is? Why is this not working for me? Oh. Ah, there it is. You just didn't go down far enough. No, just click on it. And then click on copy code. You only gotta click on that. Just go to your Canvas page again. On the left side. You see BiblyU. Yep. And then look for my course. Uh-oh. Let's look for the institute. Florida Southwest State College. Yeah, click on copy code. Oh, cool, copy. Okay. I know some of you guys aren't there yet. If you copy the code, what was down there? Uh-oh, error loading. Oh, there it is. Scroll down. Oh, you went too far. Right there, copy code. After you hit that, copy code. Now on the left side of Canvas, look for Access Pearson. Access Pearson. Click on that, hit Open My Lab of Mastering, Open Pearson. It's either going to have you log in or create an account. If you already have an account, just log in. It's what? This is Chrome, right? Are you using Chrome? Yeah, you're using Chrome. So why is it not? When was the last time you logged in? Let's log out and log back in. Let's try that. You're good? You don't have an account?
I don't think so.
Okay. So you never used Pearson before?
It doesn't sound
Okay, so create an account. So if you never used Pearson, create an account. And I would tell you to use your school email and use a name that you actually gave the school. Right? Don't create a new name that doesn't look like the name on your what I see on Canvas. Why do you have that? Where'd you? Oh, access code. Paste it. Finish. go to my course. Did you go to open My Lab and Mastering? Open Pearson? Do you already have an account?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, you're already in. Okay, cool. You got it? Access code, paste it. No, paste it here. Finish. Good? Cool. Everybody else good? Yes? You got it? Yep. Open My Lab and Mastering. Allow. Access code on the bottom left. Paste.
I don't know how to use it. Is it there?
Wow. It shouldn't be just that. You should have, it should fill in.
I don't know.
Hmm.
That's the syllabus.
Yeah, but where is...
I think it's on this tab.
Nope, you click Access Pearson then.
Weird.
Yeah. Oh, you're doing exactly what I told you not to do.
What did I do?
You're in Safari.
No, I'm in Canvas.
You're not in Chrome.
Oh.
That's why I told you to download it.
Yeah, but when I was downloading, well, when I went to look, I don't know. It's like you were speaking, so I don't want to. Like, I don't know.
It's Google Chrome.
Which one would be this one?
No.
That's, I don't know. It doesn't show up. This laptop is just weird.
No, because it's a computer, so typically you need to go...
Teaching me. I don't know much about this computer. Oh, I think it's right up here.
No, that's this right here.
I don't know nothing about this computer.
You should learn.
I got this computer, but it's too new. I don't know.
All right, sign into Google. Or don't sign in.
And I just do it from there.
Yep, log in. Say again?
I think the problem is with my laptop.
Probably.
Maybe I'll
Well, here's the good news, is that I wanted to walk you guys through this only because I wanted you guys to see the process, and in case we get stuck, we know where to go. Does that make sense? Like we're not on our own and trying to the first step and going, where do I go from here, right? So as long as we're able to kind of do that, this way you kind of know where to go, okay? And just so you know, once you get it copied, on the screen when you hit Access Pearson and go open My Lab and Mastering, on the left side is going to say Access Code. The middle is going to be like, pay for this, pay for this, pay for this, pay for this. Like, what the? It's on the left side and it will say Access Code, right? You click on it and then you're going to just click on that first box because there's going to be like 6 boxes. Click on the first box, paste, and it'll paste everything in, finish, and you're done. Okay? All right, any other questions there? We're good? All right, so let me go back to the home page and see what else I want to hit. But again, I want to hit this because what I found out last semester is that there's been a lot of confusion on what to do, when to do, what to do. So I figured I'd walk you guys through it. Now, one of the things I talked about is that some of you guys have a laptop, some of you guys don't have laptops. If you want a laptop, you guys can actually rent one for the semester. You just have to go to the IT department. For you guys at home who want to take the exam at home, you need an external webcam. If you don't have an external webcam, guess what? You can't take the exam remotely. Cannot take the exam remotely, okay? So if you need one of these, I know last semester they were giving them away. You just got to bring your student ID to IT and ask for one, okay? Now, you might say, well, where is the IT department? So for the ones that have never been on campus or don't know where my classroom is or don't know where IT is, right? My room moved from downstairs to upstairs. So if you look on their Canvas homepage, the one that says Call Your Campus N205, you click on it, is a map of the campus, right? So when you guys drive in, you'll drive past building N. So park here. My classroom, the one that you're in right now, is literally on this top second floor corner of the building, okay? If you drive past the building, then you're in faculty parking down there. Please don't go there. IT is right here in A101. So once you're here, if you walk this sidewalk, you'll run right into the door, okay? So that's where you guys can rent a laptop for the semester, get a free webcam if you guys need it, if you're testing at home, right? So those are all things that are there, right? Now, if you're closer to the Lee campus, you can do that on the Lee campus. If you're closer to Punta Gordas campus, you can do it there. If you're closer to Hendry Glades, you can do it there, okay? Math Center is in the library, so if you need help, feel free to go there. Except my past student hasn't taken this class, so he'll definitely work with you through it. Like, he likes to solve problems. And then building M is where everything else is. So if you have adaptive services, it's in there. If you need advising, or you have your advisors are also in there. Bookstore if you want some garb. Bursars, financial aid, registrars are all in there. Okay. And then last but not least, the only button we haven't hit on is how to take exams remotely. If you click on that, if you decide to take exam remotely, make sure you read through all of this, right? And number 1 and 2 are the most important, which is letting me know that you have all the equipment that you need, and you are to tell me a week in advance, meaning by May 21st, you should be telling me that you're taking the first exam remotely, because that will be 1 week before May 28th, right? So make sure that you can make this happen, one of these two here, right? That you have to have a whiteboard. Scrap paper does not work. Has to have the whiteboard. You don't have the money for the size of whiteboard that these guys have here. It's okay. One of those locker ones are fine. If that's not doable for you, if that $5 is not doable for you, that's fine. Go to the dollar store, get a picture frame that has a glass pane, put a white sheet of paper in there, close it up. Now you have a whiteboard. Except don't smack it because it's break the glass pane. And then you'll cut yourself and then whole lot of other issues besides getting the exam done. Okay? Notice that on both of these pictures, I can see the whiteboard, I can see the calculator, I can see both hands, I can see his face, and I also can see the computer screen. Okay? We got to make sure that all the other apps are closed. And on top of this, in the next couple of weeks, I might be working with HonorLock to try to have it, which if you know anybody that's taken online classes, HonorLock is probably one of the proctoring tools that they are using, except there's a part of HonorLock that I can probably proctor live in person while using HonorLock. So I might be doing that. So there might be more instructions to come. All right? So HonorLock is more to use to kind of invade your computer and make sure it shuts down what it needs to shut down so that we have a more secure site. But no matter if you're taking the exam remotely or here, everybody's going to take it on May 28th from 3 till, it won't be. It'd be like 3:20. No, I'm sorry. No, 3 to 4:20. It'll be a 20-minute exam. No, it'll be 3 to 4:20, right? Because a regular class is going to be 80 minutes, so my exam stays at 80 minutes. And one of the things is that in your class, because I want to make it easy, what I'm trying to do is I'm literally going to take 25 questions from your MLM, and that will be your exam. Okay, doke? That's what I'm going to try to do. Let's see how well it works. I have a lot of work to make sure that happens. Okay? So if you're going to take it remotely, please make sure that you are looking at that. Ooh, that means there's more work on the remotely part too. All right. Any questions for me so far? Nothing. You got it? Woohoo! Cool. Got it done. I like it. Now go back to course and you're there. So now when you guys go to week 1, if you guys go to week 1, you can click on this link and your problems will show up, and then you can just click there and just work on it. Okay? Cool. Was that helpful for everybody? Yes? Okay. In Pearson. Yay. Maybe that might be worthwhile looking at too. I'll look into that. Who was your professor? No, just ask them the question. And it was an online course?
No, it was an in-person course. It was for anatomy.
Okay. Who was it?
Dr. Lee at Lee campus. It's the Corey Lee.
Is Corey Lee or Amy Lee? Corey, okay. I'll ask. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So, again, if you don't want to copy all of this down, I'll just tell you that wait until after class, and then you can print this out. So 3 steps problem-solving process. Step 1, understanding the problem. What does that mean? Think about what the problem asks to be determined. Step 2, don't do something different than everybody else. Don't do the same as everybody else. Do your thing. I saw you. I'll wait. I mean, the understanding of the problem is a whole lot of things, right? It's what are they asking for? What are they wanting me to solve, right? What information are they giving me? And, you know, for the fact of the matter is that all of you guys, or most of you guys, don't like word problems. Am I right? Welcome to a class that has word problems. You guys decided on a class that has word problems, which might be better than algebra. I understand, right? So in word problems, it's different for math compared to English, right? So am I correct by saying that in English what we have is you read a passage and you answer questions? So this is the difference between what you do and what I do. English brain versus a math brain. Ready? English brain. You actually read through the passage and then you answer questions. Is that right? You're like, isn't that what everybody does? Not math brain. Guess what a math brain does? I read the first sentence and see if I answered any questions. Then I read the second sentence and I go, did I answer any questions? Third sentence, did I answer any questions? Like literally that's how I do it. Is that wrong? Oh yeah, very wrong. I wish that I knew back then that I have to kind of flip the switch. I have to trust the process, right? That when I saw a passage, I should just read the passage, trust that I'm going to remember everything, and then answer questions. But nobody ever told me that. As I was teaching is when I finally figured it out. And it was your examples that figured that out for me. Why? Because on the math word problem, guess what you guys do? You read the passage and say, what's the answer? Am I right? Well, math doesn't work that way. In math, you have to read the first sentence and say, let me write something down. What does it tell me? Read the second sentence going, write something down. What does that tell me? Right? Read the third sentence, same thing. What does that tell me? And then you read the question saying, what am I looking for? Like that is what you're supposed to do in math, in those word problems. And the reason why you guys suck at word problems is because you're trying to read a passage and answer the question, which is how you would do it in English. But it doesn't work for math. So this is the reason why you should read one sentence and trust that process. When you're in math, I got a word problem. Okay, stop. What's my plan of attack? I need to read a sentence, write something down, read the text, write something down. And then ask the question, what am I looking for? Okay? So please try it and see what happens. And then solve the problem. Carry out the required steps and calculations. Makes sense. Right? And then explain the result. And the result should make sense. Right? So, and is it reasonable? Like for example, the Reebok outlet in Miramar Mall is closing. They're doing a 70% off sale. So, let me ask you this. A $150 shoe at 70% off, how much should I be paying before taxes? He's quick. Now, here's my question. Did you go 150 times 0.7 equals, I'm going to subtract that from 150? No, you did not do that. Am I correct? You did not do that. So how do I know? So think about this. So I'm going to guess what you did. I'm going to guess what you did. Ready? I'm going to guess what he did was saying, okay, if it's 70% off, that means I have to pay 30%. So far, so good? Oh, a little bit off.
Did it backwards. Did it backwards.
Dang it. So that's what I did. I would say, okay, since it's 70% off, I have to pay 30%. I'm still not going to multiply 30% or 0.3 by 150. What I'm going to do is, what's 10% of 150? I just move the decimal place once. 150, move the decimal place once, now $15. 15 times 3 is 45. Because $15 with my 10%, 30% is 3 times that. Boom. Make sense? Now, if you go to the register and they're like $72, you're like, you should be saying WTF. Something's wrong. Make sense? The problem is that most of you guys go shopping with your dad's card. Don't ask that question. Don't think about that. And you should. Just because it's somebody else's money doesn't mean that you shouldn't be concerned about it. Because if you let them get ripped off, chances are, when you get older, you're going to be the one that gets ripped off. What goes around comes around. You look out for them now, they're going to look out for you later. It might not be your parents looking out for you. It might be the good Lord looking out for you. Okay? So we got to make sure it's reasonable. It makes sense. Okay? Which, again, still a great deal. $45. Well, shoes that last me a couple of years. We got to make sure that the units make sense, right? How wide is this room? 24 degrees Celsius. What the does that mean? That doesn't even make sense, right? Or how wide is this room? 24 miles. Miles is the distance, but doesn't make sense for this room, right? 24 cups. Really? Right? So we got to make sure that the units make sense. But more importantly, what we're going to have to do is unit analysis. So in other words, we got to manipulate the units so that it's what it's asking for, right? For example, when I'm talking about feet and miles, one might be preferred over another, right? For me to say, yeah, from here to Ave Maria is 150,000 feet. You're like, okay, I can't even wrap my head around that. How many miles is that? Does that make sense? Like you want it in miles, it makes more sense, right? So sometimes we have to make sure that we can convert it from feet to miles. But the problem is that we're not always just one single unit to another single unit, right? Like, if we're talking about miles per hour, we might have to convert that to feet per second. So it's 2 different units that we have to convert at the same time. So we're going to talk about how to do that unit analysis. But what I want to make sure that you understand is that when you see the word per, it means division. So miles over hours, miles per hour, like a division. When it's a hyphen, it means multiply, right? Square means 2 of them. There's 2 of them. That's what we're talking about with area. When they're talking about how much carpet you need, right? It's an area. When you're talking about how much water to fill a pool, that's going to be a volume. Because there's going to be length and width and height, which is a volume. And when we're doing unit conversions, we're going to do a lot of like fraction type of things. And we're going to need to know, hey, do we put 12 inches over 1 foot, or do we put 1 foot over 12 inches? Right? What is necessary in order for us to be able to make our conversions happen? They're both the same, but we need to know where to put what. Any questions so far? You're buying 30 acres of farmland at $12,000 per acre. What is the total cost? Here's what, you know what? Here's the cool part is that you can figure this out without using anything. Is that right? But I'm going to use the table here to show you, to help you with conversions down the road. Is that fair? Okay. So if I look at this, I don't know why I have green here. What I know is that the end result I want is the cost on top. Okay? I want the cost up top. I don't want it on the bottom. I want it up top. So over here, I have $12,000 per 1 acre. And here I have 30 acres. So why did I do it this way? Here's the reason. Because you see the acres here and the acres here? That cancels out. So all I have left now is dollars. Is that right? So this is the reason why when I look at this, I can say, okay, I can multiply the top and divide it by 1. Because if you look at the product of the denominator, this is going to equal to 1. And the product of the numerator is that right there. And that's going to cost what? Does that make sense? But you guys already did that in your head, right? I understand that. I'm doing the simple things so that when we get to the harder things, it becomes easier. Okay? I'm not going to insult your intelligence here and saying, you got to do it this way. I'm not saying that, okay? How many crates do you need to hold 2,000 apples if each crate holds 40 apples? $50? How would I put it as a table? What does my end result want to be? What am I looking for? Crates. So I want crates. What do I know that has crates in it? So I have, each crate holds 40 apples. Am I putting one crate up top or one crate on the bottom? Am I going to do it this way? Or am I going to do it this way? Yes, this way. Why? Because I want the end result to be crates, so I want the crates to be on top. Make sense? How many apples do I have? Because I want to get rid of this. I want to get rid of apples, right? So I want to make sure apples are also on top because that apple is on the bottom. So this is 2,000. So that's the reason why this is going to end up with 50 crates. Because these are going to cancel out. Cool? How many seconds are in 94 days? Five. No? Dang it. What do I want as the end result? Seconds. So that means I want seconds up top. Okay. I have 94 days. What do I know is in a day? 24 hours. Awesome. Okay. So do I want to put the 24 hours up top or the bottom? Because of the days being up top, I want to make sure that the day is on the bottom so that they can cancel out. Does that make sense? Okay? So now I know how many hours it's going to be. Okay. What do I know about hours? Each hour. 60 what? 1 hour has 60 minutes. Same thing here, right? I see that this is hours up top, so I want to make sure there's hours on the bottom so they can cancel out. And what do I know about minutes? Right? So same thing here. Because I have minutes up here, I want to make sure there's minutes on the bottom. And look at that. I have seconds left. So that means I'm going to have 94 times 24 times 60 times 60 divided by 1 to get how many seconds it is. And how many seconds is that? 8,121,400. Bless you. Like that? Close enough. Something like that. Now, notice that I didn't need to remember how many seconds were in a day, right? I can just break it down slowly, okay? You want to carpet a room that measures 12 feet by 15 feet, making an area of 180 square feet. But carpet is usually sold by square yard. How many square yard of carpet do we need? Yeah. What square feet mean? What square feet mean? It means
180 feet?
It's 180 feet. It's feet. Because foot squared is feet times feet. That's what foot squared is. Okay, so square foot. Here, let me do this. Okay? Because the way they got it is a 12 feet times 15 feet. 12 times 15 is the 180. Feet times feet is square feet. Okay? So when I convert this, I'm trying to convert it to yards. How many feet is 1 yard? So 3 feet is 1 yard. I said 3 feet is 1 yard. So this feet is going to cancel with this feet, while this feet is going to cancel with this feet. Right? So I'm going to have 180 over 9 yards squared. And what's 180 divided by 9? Are you guys noticing what has to be done here? Okay, it's not just divide by 3 because that only gets rid of one of the foot. I got to get rid of the foot again, so that's why I got to write it again. How many cubic yards of soil are needed to fill a planter that is 20 by 3 by 4? So to find, well, number one, when you see cubic yards, what are you thinking of? Volume. You are looking at, oops. You're looking at something like that, right? So there you got length times width times height. Which, if you look at it, that's why there is 3 feet here. You got 20 feet, 3 feet, and 4 feet. How many feet is in the yard? So this foot, bye-bye. This foot, bye-bye. This foot, bye-bye. Oh, yeah. Anybody? What do you get? Yes, no, maybe so? Are we okay? Questions? Guys, I have no problems answering questions here. Because one of the things I'm going to tell you guys right now, you're going to figure this out at some point. That I don't really yell at anybody. You know why I don't really usually yell at anybody? Because I usually like people yelling at me either. Because I make mistakes as well. I don't understand something as well. If I don't want to get yelled at, why am I yelling at you for? If I don't explain something well, then I made a mistake. Don't take it personal. You're just asking for help. So if you have questions, ask. No questions. Nothing at all. How about people at home? Any questions there? We're good? All right. A gas station in Canada sells gasoline for $1.34 Canadian per liter. What is the price in dollars per gallon? Let's use the currency exchange that is right here. So, I know that this is $1.34 Canadian per 1 liter. Actually, I can't even use the dollar sign. It has to be just CAD. So when I look at Canadian, I have this right here. So based on that, which one do I use? So, like that? Look at this. Is this right now in dollars per Canadian? Right? It is dollars per Canadian. This one here, right? This one here would be see the difference here, guys? So we see that the Canadian goes away. The problem is now we got to deal with the liters into gallons because it's got to be dollars per gallon. That means we want gallon to be in the denominator. We want gallons to be here. That means this is going to be liters. That is a fact that we don't know, is how many liters is in the gallon, which, so you guys know. Now, you're wondering why I have that second line there. You're probably wondering about that. And the reason why I have that there is this. I believe this is true as well. Because you're wondering, can I use this and still get to the same answer? Yes. And I should still get the same answers. Can someone check my work for both of these, please? And it should both come out to be Is that true? Is 1.34 times 3.785 divided by 0.9950 still $5.10? Yes? Any questions from me at this point in time? On your exam, you might get a table like this. So I wanted you guys to understand this piece here. Does this make sense right now? Based on what I did here. To know the difference. Okay? And when you guys go like to a foreign country and you go to an exchange, currency exchange, you'll see these numbers as well. Sometimes it's confusing because you're like, is American dollar more? Is it the Chinese money more? I'm not sure, right? Because you're not really sure. So, and then some of them are so devalued that like $1 you get like 100,000 whatever their currency is. You're like, does this make sense? Like, this is weird. But then you go to a store and everything costs like $100,000. You're like, whoa, what is this? Why is it so expensive? It's because their currency is so diminished. So no questions from here. So that means on the next class, you guys are going to be able to hit the shell for 2.2b. Oops, yep, 2b. And make sure that you guys either print this out. I would print this out because this took me a lot of time just to write this stuff out. And this stuff here, let me see here. The first 3 sheets, maybe the first 4 sheets, at least the first 3 sheets are probably going to be a cheat sheet for your first exam. Maybe for the first 4 sheets instead of 3 sheets, okay? So you guys will get a cheat sheet as well for your exam, all right? I'm just not sure if I'm going to get you guys a review, but we'll deal with that, all right? Any other questions for me? Nothing? All right, ladies and gentlemen, please have a wonderful, blessed day. Please be safe. Love you guys. See you guys on Wednesday. Later. In about 5 minutes, you'll have the